black bean dish, and it can be quite versatile. The thing with a lot of our chili dishes, you know, some people can't have legumes and some people, you know, have all sorts of problems. You can substitute. So the good thing is the basis of this is a can of tomatoes, which everyone's got. And I find a couple of these dishes are great for just reaching in the pantry. What have I got left over at the end of the week kind of thing. I roll like that a lot. So tonight's it's called Ancho Chili and Black Bean Stew. So it's not really a stew, but I'm going to turn you around to the Thermomix here and hopefully you'll be able to see it enough. I'll bring it a little bit closer. And this is on our Cookidoo platform, so just bring that up. Can you see that name there? So Ancho chilies are a dried chili that this recipe uses, but I'm going to actually just omit that altogether. And that's what I really love about most recipes. You subby it, do your own thing. And I'm just going to use paprika instead. You can use cayenne pepper. You can leave it all out altogether, but I'm going to add some extra things in. So this is where, you know, you just take a recipe and it's a template and you make your it your own, adding your extra things to it. So the key for this recipe is just making sure that you've got around 300 grams of mixed veggies. And that's often why I will have a couple of packets in the freezer so you can pull at any time. Mixed collie, carrot, broccoli, peas and beans, that kind of thing. But I didn't need to do that tonight. I do actually have some fresh stuff. So here we go. This is a really quick one and simple. And while it's cooking, then I'll show you a couple of other of my choices that I like to do for quickness on a Monday, Meatless Monday. So I hope you can see that there. All right, so we're just going to skip. It's got the chilies. And I'll come back to adding what I'm going to put in for that later. So a couple of sprigs of fresh coriander, roots and stems. And we're just going to chop this up. Love coriander. You can of course just leave that out or substitute parsley, basil. I just took it all the way up because it does make sure that it's chopped up the extras. Sometimes you get a few little stems and that. 3-second chop, can't beat that. Get my spatula out. Okay, just set that aside. Plate for that. Who loves coriander? Oh, it's my favourite. All right, now we're going to do a sauté of an onion. So we want 20 grams of olive oil. Don't need to wash the bowl, of course, at this point. This is what you've got to love about the Thermomix. I know you could do this on a stove top, this actual recipe, but the beauty is definitely in the prep, chopping, cutting, and everything just stays in the bowl. And this is actually going to cook this at high heat. So if you've got a TM6, you might just want to take it a bit longer than your usual 3 minutes to saute because it wants 200 grams of onions cut into wedges. So I had that prepared ahead of time. One thing I didn't have prepared in time was my splash guard. So I just grabbed that. Reality grab. gave you a chance to talk among yourselves. Splash guard. All right, which means you're coming up to high heat. It's done. Oh, what did we do? Oh, here we go. Yeah, 16 minutes. That's what it wants. That's crazy, isn't it? Let's just take a look. This is, whoa. This is the opportunity for you to check the recipe detail because I don't remember it being that long last time. Let's have a look. So we've placed the onion into the bowl and put it for high temp, all right? And then we're going to drain and soak. Okay, we've got the chilies aside, just imagine that. And then we've got the simmering basket and we're gonna add tomatoes, vegetables, black beans, and the coriander back in. So this is basically bringing out the flavour of the onion. So you could at some point stop it if you didn't want to take the entire time, 16 minutes. I've done that when I've just wanted to shortcut the recipe. So I'll show you what we've got here while you're hearing the sizzle over there, which for those of you who've got a TM5, this is one of the most exciting parts of the TM6, and that is being able to cook things at high heat. So, sorry, I'm not looking at my messages. I'll take a look to see what you say. How many mixes does it take to cook dinner? Well, as many as you need. So, of course, if I was going to make rice, this is a beautiful little chili dish. I could actually have my other Thermomix going cooking the rice if I wanted to, or if I'm wanting to make, which I'm going to do with this dish. My idea is I'm going to serve it up in just one of my bowls and make it like a Buddha type of bowl with my chili beans on one side. You know, you might like to use some taco shells, but I'm pretty much going to use some leftover roasted veggies that I've got in the fridge and some guacamole and probably a bit of coleslaw that I've got left. So that'll be just come like one of those Buddha type of bowls. And it's amazing too, Scotty, when you've got a few Thermomixes, you just find things that you want to make. So instead of waiting now for this cook to finish, I could be making up my guacamole in the other one, which is what I'd be doing if I wasn't talking to you. All right, so we've got sauteing happening, and this gives you an opportunity. You could be washing your black beans. So it's a can of black beans there, just rinsed out. If you prefer to change those up, you could also do kidney beans or a mixture. You might do 3-bean variety. You can do chickpeas, cannellini, whatever your favourite is. But I enjoyed black beans. I've got those set aside. Can of diced tomatoes. That's going in next. And I'm going to add some spices. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stop it here. Okay, we're in the throes of the high heat. So can you hear that? Yes, you can interrupt it. And just give it a little stir. Of course, when you start it back on again, it's going to go back to the original cook time. So just keep that in mind. So there you have just, so far it's only 2 minutes, if that. I'm going to add some extra spice because this recipe literally only has the chilies and the onion to flavour it, and I just think herbs are special. So I always, without a doubt, will add some cumin, however you like to pronounce it. I love to add, I'm going to put in the paprika. I'm going to do, paprika as a nice substitute for the chili. It makes it not too hot. And I think I'm going to go with the coriander. Yeah, coriander seed, ground coriander powder as well, because that's a nice extra. And look, everybody's got to love turmeric. We might even stick a teaspoon of turmeric in there, as it's a great anti-inflammatory. So don't you love my little spice container? Was one of those things I earned as a consultant, so I just love the fact that we get these little extra things along the way. So let me just pop that on again. We're going to go a couple more minutes, then I'll resume cooking. Let's come back to, have you seen that before? How you can go to recipe detail, which is good. While it's cooking and actually take a peek and see what's coming up. And then you know you can prepare ahead of time. So once the saute's done, the high heat, we're going to add everything to it. So we're going to have all those things ready. And the veggies. So I've just measured out 300 grams of mixed veggie, which you've got to love. Opportunity to just use up what you've got in the crisper. And most people have got your zucchini, carrots, got broccolini there and some green capsicum. So other things that I often do in this recipe is red capsicum's nice with some corn, and I'll often use a little frozen bag too that just comes in handy. So there's my veggies that are going in. After this, next step, and as I said, I'm going to make a guacamole. So who loves avocados and who knows that they're so cheap at the moment? They're only $1. I think I got these beauties. I got half a dozen of them from Woolies at $1 each. Woohoo! Those and lemons and limes are also in season. So it's great cooking in season because then you're actually saving money, right? So that will be ready for my guac, which I'll make up later, and a few extra sprigs I think I'll throw in of coriander. So how are we going? Trying to check let me have a look. Any messages? Sorry, Scotty, I can't read all of your... What don't you know how to use? All right. If anybody doesn't know how to use their Thermomix, of course you've got me. I'm your consultant. So, yeah, sing out. Tell me what you want to see. I often think of just making my own dinner, but if anybody is interested in a particular recipe that they haven't tried, that they're a bit concerned about, trying, then I can think about doing it within reason. I thought, at the end of the week I might do a slow cooking dish for you, so that will be something to look forward to, right? So I said while this is cooking, I'm only going to give it a few more minutes. I'm not going to take it to the full 16 minutes, which is what it said it would do. We generally get a nice flavour after about 6 minutes with our high heat. So that's what I'll come back. I will interrupt it and stop and move on to the next step. So let me show you. I was saying that this meal tonight I'm going to turn it into like a bowl. Here's another one that I love. It's called Sticky Sriracha Tofu Bowl, which I don't usually do tofu, but this is out of our Eat Well recipe book, which there's some beautiful plant-based recipes in here. There's another one, our satay noodle salad, our quinoa with mixed greens and yogurt dressing. That is delish. There's our jackfruit rice paper rolls. They're amazing. I've been playing around with the jackfruit. Look at that. Asparagus mushroom stir fry. So there's some great ideas. Oh, look at these. These are your beetroot and black bean sliders. I love this book. And the galat. Look at that beauty. So there's just a handful of recipes that I enjoy out of my Eat Well book. And then another favourite is, for those who are doing largely plant-based, is the plant to plate. So you can see there we've got some great ideas with the cauliflower bites. And here's another yummy one. That's the potato and green pea curry. We've got a few beautiful curries. One that's an old one. I think it's changed its name, but it's called the Pulse and Pumpkin Curry. And I love that because I've always got, a piece of pumpkin in the fridge. And let me show you another couple of favourites. Look at this one. There's a pilaf there. So some beautiful recipes. And look, If you think, where's the meat? Can't go without some protein, then you can throw it in, of course. Add it to the dish. You're not restricted to just the ingredients that you got. Get a little bit creative and step out of the template that you're cooking. All right, I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to move on to the next step. Okay, am I giving you some ideas? Look at this. Oh, that's sauteed amazing. So there's our spices in there. You should smell this. That onion's probably half the time that it's told us to, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to add our chopped tomatoes. Going to add our mixed veggies. Going to add our black beans. Some salt. Chopped coriander. So as you find with a lot of these recipes, you start off, you know, you've got your sauteing and you're hanging around the Thermomix to do the first couple of steps, but then once you get to this point, all in together, girls. Chilies, all right, well, I've got the paprika in instead with the spatula. Okay, we're going to give it a bit of a mix. I've mixed it in there anyway. All right, 10-minute cook. It's just want speed one. So there's that bit of bean in there. That's it, 10 minutes. So that pretty much allows me at this point to go have a shower or yeah, check the emails. So don't you love having a maid in the kitchen? Those of you who are watching, I can see you've got a Thermomix, and look here, it just saves time and time again. So if you're sitting on the fence and interested in getting a Thermomix, the price is changing next month. So we've had a 2-year introductory price, and it is actually going to go up in July. So great opportunity to jump in before that happens and get yourself your new best friend. Particularly in these days of, you know, not much is happening overnight while we're in lockdown. We may as well be able to cook for ourselves rather than spend a half an hour going out getting a takeaway, right? This dish is probably all of maybe $8. So it says that it serves 4, but I'm not going to have rice and other things on the side, so it's probably only going to serve 2 servings. We'll get through this, no worries tonight, it's too yummy. And yeah, so that's probably $4 a serve. How cool is that? So it definitely helps you save some money. So if you've got a Thermomix, then, you know, shout out, let me know how often, you know, you've saved money. You go down the street, you pay $16, $18 for a mushroom risotto, and you think I could have made it to serve 6 people for $5. So that's really what I love. It's doing all the bits and pieces that do cost money. Yep, muesli bars, tea cakes, things like that. The baked goods is where we really save. Anyway, this is going to cook for 10 minutes now, and I only just wanted to jump on and give you some ideas, which I've done. But happy to take any questions, and I'll answer down the bottom as well if anybody has asked something that I have missed, because obviously they come up and then they move on, so I can't see what have been asked. So take care, stay safe, eat well, that's key. No one's talking about the immune system, which is key. Get those beautiful broths and ginger and other things. If you're interested in looking at some other great recipes, I do have a YouTube channel. I'll post it down the bottom. I haven't promoted that at all over the last 12 months, but I've got a collection of recipes there that will give you some ideas of other things that I've made in the time, and yeah, just to make sure that you are looking at food as medicine, because food is medicine, and it gives you, of course, you know, the ability to heal and repair if you're eating correctly. So happy Monday night, and look forward to bumping into you down the street. Might pass by and see you, Lance, later on through the week. Take care. See you guys.